we're reaching you live from iBrand Newsroom in Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, President Muhammadu Buhari joins Muslims to observe the EID-EL-FITRI prayer, marking the end of the Ramadan fast. A joint operation between Uganda and Democratic Republic of Congo to defeat Islamic rebels is underway. India records more than 4,000 COVID-19 deaths for second straight day on Thursday. Nigeria's electricity grid suffers a system collapse. Many thanks for joining us on News Now. Here are some stories making headlines at this hour. My name is Margaret Apara. And now the President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday joined Muslims to observe the EID-EL-FITRI prayer, marking the end of the Ramadan fast. He and other members of his immediate family and close aides participated in the prayer from the presidential villa in Abuja. Others who attended the prayer session include the President of the Senate, LAWAN, Speaker of the House of Representatives, GBAJABIAMILA, the National Security Advisor, Major General Babangana Mugono, retired, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, among others. And also the President, in his EID-EL-FITRI message to Nigerians, asked both Christians and Muslims to unite and jointly pray against tragic incidents of kidnapping and banditry. He also called for practices that promote brotherhood and forgiveness, noting that unity and solidarity among all citizens is imperative, especially at this time when Nigeria is faced with multiple challenges. This was disclosed in a statement signed on Wednesday by the President's Senior Special Assistant in Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu. On this blessed occasion, I wish that the EID-EL Festival brings its peace, safety, security, brotherhood, and love amongst all. The President therefore urged Nigerians to continue to observe all COVID-19 prevention measures and celebrate responsibly during the holidays. And meanwhile, former Senate President Bukola Saraki has urged Nigerians to continue to pray and play their roles to ensure peace and unity in the nation. Saraki made the call on Thursday in his EID-EL-FITRI message, where he congratulated all Muslims in Nigeria and all over the world for successfully completing this year's Ramadan fast. The former governor of Akwa Ibom State called on all Nigerians to pray for the nation. Undoubtedly, the current insecurity across Nigeria requires urgent action and continued prayers. Hence, it's my hope that we all continue to pray for our nation as we play our respective roles to entrench peace, unity, justice, and equity, he said. Now, moving on at the congregational prayers to end the holy month of Ramadan, the Imam of Othman bin Affan Islamic Center hosted to Abuja, Alhaji Umar Yanda Aliyu, in an exclusive interview with iBrandTV, said the remedy to the nation's current challenges is unification.
Captures after felicitating and congratulating distinguished brothers and sisters worldwide for witnessing yet this great day of celebration. Now went further to call on the parents to be watchful of the movement of their children, who they befriend, who they associate with, what are they doing, where they go to, and from where are they coming from. Parents should be very, very watchful, because most of what we are facing today of challenges in our society, in our country as a whole, can also be attributed largely to the negligence of the parents, who never cares about where and who their children befriend. Then it went further to call on the entire Nigerians that we should unify and become one to face the challenges that our country is undergoing now, passing through the challenges of insecurity, the challenges of even the coronavirus.
Still in the spirit of Ramadan, Chief Imam of Ibadan land, Sheikh Abdul Kaniyu Abubakari on Wednesday led some Muslim faithful to observe the Eid prayers at Ground Agbodi in Ibadan. This is despite the directive from the Nigerian Supreme Court for Islamic Affairs that fasting should continue as a result of the non-sighting of the Shawwal moon by authorities on Tuesday. However, the state deputy governor called on all sundry to pray for sustainable peace in the country and urged Muslim faithful to adhere to all lessons learned during the fast.
To remain steadfast, prayerful, and live peaceful with one another. The lessons learned from the month of Ramadan, we should keep it in us. It should reflect. We should not say, since Abanda has gone, we go back to our usual quote-unquote normal behavior. We should all continue to live according to the dictate of Almighty Allah.
Now, away from that, the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, Kaduna State Chapter, has joined the national body across the 36 states in a special peaceful prayer protest session to seek God's swift intervention to end lingering security challenge confronting the nations, ranging from banditry, kidnapping, killings, and other insecurity bedeviling the nation at large. The NAWOJ held one-day national solemn assembly for Nigeria on the theme, "Oh God, heal our land." The prayer protest session at the NUJ Secretariat Kaduna State Council.
About prayer healing our land, because if you look at it, Nigeria is, I can say, in a very sorrowful situation. And Nigerians at the national level directed all their branches in the 36 states of the Abuja for the prayer session. It is a prayer that is timely, because you and I will agree that the killings in our land, the kidnapping in our land, the raping in our land would have to end.
We gathered here this afternoon to hold a national solemn prayer for our nation, because the state in which our nation is now, it needs prayers. It calls for prayers.
Our national president, Ladi Bala, urged all the women, all Nigerians in Nigeria, to pray today for peace to reign, because we've been having a lot of problems in this country. We'll be having kidnappers, rape cases, so many things that you can think, so many vices that is not accepted. So we said this is the right time for us to pray for peace. We are women, we are mothers, we gave birth to these children, and we are the first teachers that taught them what to do. Our prayers must be heard by God. They should be prayerful. They should know the right thing. They should not have bad advisors, because what is causing this problem in our country now is bad advisors. We have good leaders, but the people advising them will be the bad advisors. We need peace. We want them to bring more security to our aids.
Now, in other news, due to the season attacks and security operative information in the southeast and parts of the south-south zones by suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra, the police authorities have suspended till further notice special protection for political office holders and very important persons in some states in the southeast and the south-south. The force directed its personnel that escort of their principals to the 6 eastern states, namely Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, and Rivers State, is suspended forthwith until security situation improves. The directive was contained in a message by the Commissioner of Police, Asaba Delta State, titled "Attack on Policemen Snatching of Rifles by IPOB." Now, since December 2020, no fewer than 12 police stations have been set ablaze, while over 40 security personnel were killed by gunmen and scores of firearms stolen in the wave of attacks on security formations in the southeast and the south-south regions. The force spokesman Frank Mba noted that the police order was legitimate, noting that the Command Commissioner of Police had the prerogative to optimize its men for the protection of the public and infrastructure. Now, the former Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Joshua Dogonyaro, is dead. The girl, aged 80, died in Jos on Thursday morning after a brief illness. The former CDS was the officer who read a coup speech that ended the regime of Nigeria's current president, General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, and brought General Ibrahim Babangida retired to power on August 27, 1985. A former governor of Plateau State, Fidelis Tabgon, described the death of the former chief of staff as sad and a great loss to the people of the state and Nigeria in general. So we thank God for his life, and we pray that God will console everyone and rest his soul. Meanwhile, the ADAMAWA State Governor, Ahmadu FINTIRI, had urged critics to join hands with his government to build a state where we will enjoy the benefits of democracy. The governor said this during an inspection of roads and flyover, which is set to be commissioned on May 29. FINTIRI said the residents have suffered serious neglect from the previous administration, hence the need to carry everyone along. The governor said his administration has almost completed the campaign promises made to the good people of Adamawa State.
Commissioning is still some weeks away, and this is about 3-point-something kilometers. They have gone almost 3 kilometers, so the rest of the job that is remaining, by next week it will be all over, and we are ready for our guests to come and commission this project and for our good people in Bachure and environs to enjoy the good road which they have hitherto suffered for years in this community. Very beautiful community, but was denied infrastructure. Totally satisfied, 100%. The job we have given them, the job description, the quality they've met up.
We're bringing you from across Africa after the short break. Stay with us.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neil. I found Blemiville, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now, news from the African continent. Egypt has received a batch of more than 1.7 million doses of the ASTRAZENECA vaccine through the COVAX initiative, the health ministry said on Thursday. Egypt received its first COVAX delivery of 854,000 ASTRAZENECA doses at the start of April. It has also received several batches of the Sinopharm vaccine from China, bringing the total number of vaccine doses delivered to 5 million, the health ministry said. Egypt, with a population of just over 100 million, is trying to contain a third wave of COVID-19 infections, and the government has put in place some restrictive measures until May 21st, shortening opening hours and banning large gatherings. Egypt had officially confirmed 240,927 coronavirus cases, including 14,091 deaths as of Wednesday. Meanwhile, a joint operation between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo to defeat the Islamist rebels is underway. According to Congolese government, Kampala and Kinshasa armies are setting up an operations hub in the Democratic Republic of Congo's east for a joint offensive against the rebels. The latter are responsible for the deaths of hundreds of people in the last year, Kinshasa said. On Sunday, a delegation from the Uganda's People Defense Force arrived in Beni in the DR Congo's North Kivu province to build the center up. The delegation includes Commander of Uganda's underground forces, Kinshasa's communication ministry said on Wednesday. A Congolese army spokesman was not immediately available for comment. Now, he hopes that the law will aid in tackling deteriorating bloodshed in the swaths of territory along its borders with Uganda. And now the foreign scene, India had recorded more than 4,000 COVID-19 deaths for a second straight week on Thursday, while infections stay below 400,000 for a fourth day. Brahma Mukherjee, a professor of epidemiology at the University of Michigan, said most models had predicted a peak this week and that the country could be seeing signs of that trend. Still, the number of new cases each day is large enough to overwhelm hospitals, she said on Twitter. The key word is cautious optimism. The situation is particularly bad in rural areas of Uttar Pradesh, India's most populous state with over a population of 230 million. According to Health Ministry data, India had 362,727 new COVID-19 infections over the last 24 hours, while deaths climbed by 4,120. Now, still on the foreign scene, Israel faced an escalating conflict on two fronts on Thursday, scrambling to quell riots between Arabs and Jews in its own streets after days of exchanging deadly fire with Palestinian militants in Gaza. Despite diplomatic efforts to halt the violence, which President Joe Biden said he hoped he would end sooner than later. Hundreds of rockets tore through the skies over the Gaza Strip overnight. Israel's Civil Aviation Authority said it had diverted all incoming passenger flights headed for Tel Aviv Ben Gurion Airport to Ramon Airport in the south due to the rocket fire. In Gaza, 67 people have been killed so far, including 17 children, and nearly 400 wounded in days of near-relentless airstrikes. Israel said Palestinian militants had launched around 1,600 rockets into East Territory since Monday evening. Now today, GBAJABIAMILA is standing by to bring us news from sports.
Welcome to the sports update. My name is Judechi Chidi. Inter Milan striker Romelu Lukaku has been fined for breaching Italy's COVID-19 guidelines following a late-night party for his 28th birthday. Hours after Inter Milan defeated Roma 3-1 at the San Siro, in which Romelu Lukaku scored the third goal for Antonio Conte's side, police revealed they raided the Square Milano Duomo Hotel following a tip-off of a COVID breach. Newspaper Corriere della Sera detailed that Lukaku, along with 23 guests, which included teammate Ashley Young, were ambushed by authorities at 3 a.m. and were subsequently handed fines. The report adds that teammates Achraf Hakimi and Ivan Perisic were also present at the birthday party for the Belgian striker. The party was reported to police just after Inter Milan had beaten Roma at the San Siro. And in other stories, Cristiano Ronaldo's mother has said she will talk to the Portuguese international and try to convince him to return to Sporting Lisbon. The Leos have qualified for the Champions League by winning the Primeira Liga for the first time in 19 years, after Dolores Aveiro, Cristiano's mother, said she will do everything she can to make the superstar return to his home club. Ronaldo started his professional career with the Verde El Brancos before he moved to Manchester United in August 2003 and then to Real Madrid in the summer of 2009 before he was picked up by the Bianconeri after 9 years in the Spanish capital. However, with his future at the Allianz Stadium now uncertain as Juventus are struggling to finish among the teams in the Champions League slot, Ronaldo is now being linked with a possible move away from the Italian club. And that's all for now on the Sports Update. Back to you, Margaret.
Thank you, Judechi. And now in business, Nigerian's electricity grid has suffered a system collapse. The transmission company of Nigeria, TCN, announced on Wednesday. TCN General Manager Public Affairs Ndidimba explained in a statement that the system collapse led to the power outage witnessed in various parts of the country. She, however, noted the company was already making efforts to fully restore electricity on the grid. TCN commenced grid recovery immediately after the collapse from Shiroro Generating Station to Katampe T at Abuja through the Shiroro Katampe line at about 11:29 a.m. and also through Delta Generating Station to Benin Transmission Substation and has reached Oshogo and parts of Lagos, the TCN spokesman said. She added while the grid restoration and power restoration gradually progressed to other parts of the country, the cause of voltage collapse that precipitated the failure is equally being investigated. Now moving on, remittances by Nigerians in the diaspora declined by 27.7% in 2020, the World Bank has said. A report by the World Bank titled Defying Predictions, Remittances flows remain strong during COVID-19 crisis, said Nigeria contributed 40% of the remittances into sub-Saharan Africa. It put remittances to sub-Saharan Africa at $42 billion, 40% contribution of Nigeria to this means that remittances to Nigeria was $16.8 billion in 2020. A decline of 37.7% also put remittances into the country in 2019 at $21.45 billion. Now, the report said remittances to sub-Saharan Africa declined by an estimated 12.5% due to the decline in the remittances to Nigeria that contributes the largest amount in the region. Nigeria has been having foreign exchange crisis resulting from decline in earnings from crude oil sale. Excluding flows from Nigeria, is stated remittances to sub-Saharan Africa increased by 2.3%, demonstrating resilience. Meanwhile, the World Bank on Wednesday signed a $500 million infrastructure project with the Democratic Republic of Congo to improve roads, mitigate flood risk, fight erosion, and develop public spaces across the capital, Kinshasa. Kinshasa is the largest French-speaking city in the world, with a population of just over 17 million. Funding for the King Elenda project will include a credit and grant of $250 million each, the World Bank said. King Elenda will help change the daily lives of the people of Kinshasa through the investments it will make throughout the city, said Jean-Christopher Carret, the World Bank's country director. And on the notes, we call it a wrap on News Now. Please log into our website, subscribe to all our social media platforms for more news updates. My name is Margaret Opera.